Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And this is the come learn how to knit with me portion of my channel. So we're going to get right to it. What I wanted to do today is show you how I learned how to cast off or bind off your projects off your knitting needles. So as you know, all the stitches are here, and this is the right hand. So, in order, you always have to have 2 stitches on your right hand needle. So, I'm going to knit 2 stitches on the right hand needle. And how I'm going to bind these off is I always make sure I have 2 stitches on the right hand needle. On the right hand needle, needle. Alright. Now, hopefully you can see this pretty good. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to go through the first stitch, through the front, bring it over the other stitch and over the needle, and then take it off. So there's 1 stitch on here. I'm going to tighten it up a little bit. So we need another stitch on that needle. So we're going to knit a stitch, and now we have 2 stitches. Okay? Again, to bind it off or cast it off, you're going to take the stitch behind it, pull it over, right? Hold up, pull it over the other stitch, and put your needle through, and it comes off. Again, 1 stitch. So we're going to knit another stitch on the right hand needle. Now we have 2 stitches. We're going to go through the back, or the front actually, the front of the back stitch, pull it over the front stitch and off the needle and through, and pull it off. And that's all there is to casting off. Again, put your needle through the back of the stitch, the front of the stitch rather, bring it over the other stitch and pull it off. Put another stitch to make sure it has 2 stitches on that. And let me bring it down here a little bit so you can see like really close. There you go. So, you got 2 stitches here, right? 1, 2. You're going to put your needle through this stitch, through the front of that stitch, bring it over the front stitch, and just hold it a little bit so you don't, and then put this through and take it off. Always make sure you got 2 stitches on that needle. Again, put your needle through the front of that stitch, bring it over the stitch, and slide and skip a stitch. That's exactly what I did. See? Alright, so to fix that, I'm going to knit 2 stitches. Yeah, I know this is going to be messed up, but that's alright. We learn. Make sure there's 2 stitches on the right hand. I have to find another way to do this with these videos because doing it over a table is not easy. Alright, so we got 2 stitches on here. I'm going to go through the back stitch. Bring your needle through the front. Pull it over that stitch and bring it off. I have 1 stitch on there. I'm going to make sure there's 2. So you knit the stitch onto the needle. Put your needle through that stitch. Bring it over the front stitch and go through and pull it off. So as I'm doing this, hopefully everyone is having a wonderful day. Everyone is staying safe. Again, guys, needle in there, bring it over the stitch, over the needle, and pull it off. And you do that all across the whole row until you're out of stitches. And I'll show you what you're going to do with the last stitch when I get there. Yes, when I get there. I'm going to do this, and I have skipped stitches and made mistakes, but that's the fun part of knitting. You learn as you do. You learn. Okay, we got, go through the back stitch here, in front of the back stitch, pull it over the front of the stitch, and off. And once you get the hang of it, guys, this is pretty easy to do. Like I said, working on the table is not a good idea, but yeah, you get the idea of it. So back stitch, gonna go through the back stitch, pull it over the front of the front stitch, and pull it off. So I've been having a really good time knitting. Once I finish this, I will show you my progress on my blankie. Yes, I'm loving it, guys, loving it. And husband put in his order for the, you know, colors that he would like his little throw blanket to be. And I did order that, so I'm excited. And of course I had to get new knitting needles to do it. Why not, right? I'm gonna pull this off. Okay, now this is the last stitch. So what you're going to do, guys, is you're just going to slip this last stitch. You're not going to put it on there. So, actually, you know what? Since this is the last stitch, if you didn't have no more stitches on here, if you didn't have two, you would just pull it off and then knot it. But I have, if I knit this last stitch on here, I have 2 stitches. So as long as you got 2 stitches, you can follow the same thing. Put it through and take it off. Okay. And there you go, guys. It's off. It is off. And there's your little square of the seed stitch, which I showed you last week. So that's how you cast off or bind off. Next week, guys, I think what I'm going to do is I've been doing a lot of research. Well, let me show you my blanket before I get into that. I'm going to put you back there. Here it is. Circular needles. I've done a lot. I've got a lot of progress done. Look at that, guys. Isn't it beautiful? It is coming out so beautiful. Oh, I'm loving it. It's really coming out good. I've gotten a lot of progress done. And I'm going to, as you all know, I keep saying, I'm going to put, when I'm finished with the blanket, I'm going to put a scallop edge on all the edges. Down here, on the sides, and it's going to look pretty. And so I will show you how to do that scalloped border. And I have to get I started practicing the scallop border. What I'm trying to say, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. No. What I'm trying to do is I got to get my tension on the border just so, because I want it to be clean. I want it to be nice and tight, you know, the borders anyway. So it looks nice and clean. The edges look pretty. But I'm really enjoying doing this blanket. I really am. And it's just a regular knit. And then I'm doing it on the circular knitting needles. 5.5 millimeters is my favorite, I think, size of the needles. So a 5.5 mm, I think it's like around a 10-inch in US. So, if I'm not mistaken. But if I'm wrong, I'll let you know. What I'm going to do is I've been doing research and getting, as this knitting journey goes on, doing a lot of research on knitting and different stitches and whatnot, and I'm sharing it with you guys. But I started getting into reading charts and looking at patterns and whatnot, and what I did notice is they use a lot of abbreviations. So when I first started reading the damn things, I'm like, okay, what the hell is that? And I didn't know what these abbreviations were. So as further as I was doing them and whatnot, and I'm looking, I'm like, you know what I'm going to do, since there is a lot of knitting videos out there that a lot of them, the people don't speak English, they're from other countries. Others do time lapses, and it goes so fast that you have no freaking idea. You're trying to look at your work and trying to look at what they're doing. It's ridiculous. So how I learn is not only hands-on, but someone that's going to talk you through it. Like in English, slow, step by step, that type thing. So I'm trying to make my videos this way. So I think next week, so you are familiar with charts, those of you who are going through this Learn With Me knitting portion of my channel with me. What I'm going to do is the abbreviations that I've learned, it's not all of them, but the basic ones pretty much. I'll come on and I'll explain to you, show you the abbreviations and explain to you exactly what they are and what they mean, because it'll be a lot easier for you, and you'll understand when you see it. So if you're interested in learning the knitting lingo, a little bit of the knitting lingo, subscribe to my channel, hit that little bell so you're notified, and any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions, put them below. And yeah, I'm gonna go continue on my knitting journey for the rest of the day, and I will see you guys next week. And also, I think I need some more coffee. And as you all can see, I'm having coffee with Mrs. Coffee. Ping. Hello. Yes, I know. I shouldn't pluck her forehead, but it's so much fun. So with that there, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for coming on my knitting journey with me and learning with me. Having patience with me. It's a lot of fun, and I enjoy doing these videos, and so I hope you guys do too. And until next week for the knitting, this is number 4, so next week will be number 5, and we'll be doing abbreviations, what the knitting abbreviations and patterns and whatnot are. So join me next Wednesday. I usually put up my knitting videos on Wednesdays. So yeah, and if you're interested in all the other crafts that I do, please join my channel. Would love to have you. Yeah, and that's about it, because I'm done saying So more coffee and knitting is a need today. I am going to sit. I'm not going to be driving around. I am done with my chores for the day. So yes, I am going to continue on this beautiful, beautiful blanket. and we'll show you what I have accomplished next Wednesday. So guys, I'll see you then. Take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in my next one. Ciao.